What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Lunch with the Clydesdale. We're taking my lunch break today with all of you. Holly in the chat, thank you so much for doing what you do. All those leaderboards from Whatappalooza that went out this weekend. I could not be more appreciative of all the hard work that you put into that. Thank you so much for all of that. You are, my friend, the best. Yeah, so whenever you see those leaderboards out there on the Clydesdale Media YouTube, or not YouTube, IG account and DataWad, that is all Holly. Holly does all of that. I just hit the approve button, and she is the best. So today's going to be a little bit of a light show because we were having our big Whatappalooza wrap-up show tonight with Jamie and Carolyn, and they have a lot to say. We're going to break down the big stories of the weekend, and then we're introducing a new segment that we're going to use after events called Love or Hate. And it's just going to be, give me something you love or give me something you hate, and we're just going to go around in a circle talking about things that we loved about the event or things that we hate about the event, rather than go like systematically through something, and then each thing will be a discussion topic. So super pumped about that. We're going to do that tonight. Going to talk about some of the news that released over the weekend, as well as last week. And yeah, should be a fun show tonight. Carolyn, Jamie, myself, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Monday night CrossFit Talk this week. So, and then we'll get back to our regular Sunday nights, with the exception of maybe the Super Bowl. Just trying to avoid those big sporting events on Sunday nights. But I think the Super Bowl is pretty much it the rest of the year, and then we'll be back to normal. What's up, Lex? What's up, Corey? Yeah, so today is going to be very non-CrossFit show, as tonight is really going to be the wrap-up of Whatappalooza and everybody's feelings about that. So the first thing I wanted to talk about today is there is a card, a baseball card, that was put into packs this year. It is this card back here behind Mr. Paul Skeens. It is a 1-of-1 card, meaning the only one of these cards was ever made. It has a patch on it. As you can see, the MLB debut, and it is autographed by Paul Skeens. Skeens went on to win the Rookie of the Year in Major League Baseball. He made the All-Star game this year. And because of all of the hype around him, and he set some records for like ERA and things like that for a rookie pitcher. And in Pittsburgh, we don't get a lot of great pitching. We don't get a lot of great players and get to keep them very long. So the excitement around him was huge. Yes, Corey, he is LSU for sure. Him and his girlfriend, Livy Dunn, are both LSU grads. So when it was announced by, I think this is a Topps card, that they were going to be releasing this card, the Pirates said to anybody who draws it, we are making an offer to basically buy the card from you. And they wanted to keep it on display at the ballpark. And that offer was 30 years, season ticket, behind home plate. And at PNC Park, the behind the plate seats are like leather recliners. They are really, really nice. You get full food service from your seat. You don't have to go up to get anything. You are served down there. They are really luxury kind of seats, just to let you know. You also are going to be offered one softball game to be played on the field at PNC Park with you and 30 of your friends to come and play the game on the field. And Livy Dunn was up the ante by offering one game to watch with her in her private suite. And finally, you would get an assortment of Paul Skeen memorabilia that was all autographed, like jerseys, bats, things like that. So 30-year season tickets, autographed merchandise from Paul Skeens. And in addition to all that, you get to play a softball game on the field at PNC Park in exchange for this card. The person who pulled it was an 11-year-old boy. Was an 11-year-old boy who pulled it out of a hobby box. He and his family have decided that they are rejecting that offer and that they're going to put it up for auction. The estimated value of the card is around $1.5 million. The family has decided that they are going to take the proceeds from the auction and give to the California wildfire thing going on in California. So my question to you all is, what deal would you take? And put your favorite team in place of the Pirates. They happen to be my favorite team. They're perennial losers. But put your favorite team in there, and then a player from your team had a card, you drew it, you could get all this stuff from the team, or you could auction off for $1.5 million to do whatever you want. You could give it to charity, you could keep it, you could do whatever. So my question to you is, what would you do? Corey says good people are good, and that 1.5 million is bananas. Livy Dunn would be drawing out the creeps. Yes. Yeah, and for people who don't know who Livy Dunn is, she's an LSU gymnast. She is one of the highest paid NIL athletes in college sports. She does Viore ads. If you've seen those on TV, she is very successful in the NIL, name, image, and likeness world in college sports. And LSU just won the gymnastics national championship this past year. If it were me, one, you could recoup some of the money for the with the package you're getting from the Pirates. Those behind home plate seats in the leather recliners are fantastic. Now, you have to like the product on the field, but I live like 3 hours away from there. My daughter lives right in Pittsburgh. We could go to a couple weekend sets and we could sell off some of the seats we weren't going to use. Those would sell at a pretty decent price just because of where they're located and the style of seats they are. They're very VIP, and you could probably sell those off pretty good to recoup some of the money. You're also getting the signed memorabilia from Paul Skeens in addition to that, which you could also sell off some of that if you wish to recoup some of the money. Now, do you get to 1.5 million? Probably not. But growing up playing baseball my whole life and a chance to play on the field at PNC Park, which is one of the most beautiful stadiums in baseball, man, would that be a blast. The experience of that would be so much fun. So I would be really torn, and we don't know if it's going to go for 1.5. That's the valuation of it. It's going to be put up for auction. If you have not seen The Golden Touch on Netflix, it's a show about sports memorabilia and pop culture memorabilia and how they auction it and how they have to do valuations. Sometimes it doesn't go for that. Sometimes it comes in far less. Sometimes it comes in far more. It's all a guess at this point until you see who's willing to pay for it. And to be honest, Paul Skeens is a rookie. Yeah, he's had a great start. We don't know where his career is going to go. He could become one of the best players to ever play the game, and that card becomes worth millions upon millions of dollars. He could end up getting Tommy John surgery next year and never equaling what he did in his rookie season. So again, it's a crapshoot of what is going to happen with this guy's career and the card's value itself. So Corey says Skeens is only going to get better provided he stays healthy. He was a dog in Baton Rouge. Dude, he is my favorite player already with the Pirates. I love watching him pitch. He is a dog, an outright dog, but health is a big thing pitching in the major leagues. It would only be health that held him back. That's it. So that's what I would do. It looks like Corey wants to retire early. So the 1.5 million for a card invested properly can get me to retirement a lot sooner. Denise Moore, I'm an Angels fan. Angel Stadium is 10 minutes away. We were season ticket holders from before they won the World Series until 2010. So would you trade in the card for a 30-year season ticket holder behind home plate? Not sure at this point in my life I would sell. So you're saying keep the card altogether, Denise, and not auction it or give it to the team? So I don't know. I think the experience would be great. Jay Birch is listing all of the people who have came out hot and fizzled in their careers. That it can happen. Denise says, my husband has 100,000 baseball cards already. I would sell. And those 100,000 probably don't equal that one card in value or even come close to that. So, yeah, I just thought it was an interesting conundrum of what to do in that, depending on how big of a fan you were of that person, and what it was worth. So something interesting to think about. I used to be very big into cards, but like a year and a half ago, I sold all of my high value stuff to get new cameras for this, and when I'm on the road to video stuff. So that became my priority, this podcast, as opposed to having a piece of cardboard worth something in a photo album that I never even looked at. Denise's husband has baseball cards already of Paul Skeen's dad, which is hilarious. Yeah, I had every Walter Payton card that Topps made from rookie through retirement, and I sold all of those to help me pay for my new camera and stuff like that for the podcast. And I had a bunch of signed mini helmets from all different players and NFL teams. So sold all those off to help me pay for that as well. I got plenty of enjoyment out of it, and it was time for someone else to kind of enjoy that as well. So we had a big football weekend too. Patrick Mahomes does it again and again and again. Now 4-0 against Josh Allen. The Bills were in the game, had a chance to win at the end, but couldn't beat the Blitz on their final chance. And the Chiefs go on to their third straight Super Bowl. And if they win, they will be the first team to ever three-peat as Super Bowl champion, which is insane. That's never, ever happened in the Super Bowl era. And then on the other side, Philadelphia went into Sherry Sauce says Patrick Mahomes and the refs. I have never, ever been one to believe in that until I watched that game yesterday. I really, really felt that the refs called the game in a very unfair manner yesterday. And Corey comes in by blitz. You mean the refs? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will be back in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley looked unstoppable yesterday. My picks were the exact opposite of what happened. I went 0-2 straight up and 0-2 against the line. So I lost horribly this weekend. Thank goodness I didn't put any money on anything. But yeah, the way the Eagles are playing, they look like they're unstoppable, and that they could beat the Chiefs. But every time I think that, we have things like what Sherry says again, Patrick Mahomes and the refs. The blitz, you mean the refs? Yep. So who knows what's going to happen in the Super Bowl? I hate the fact that we're seeing something we just saw 2 years ago. I wanted to see new teams in there like the Lions or the Bills. I just wanted something different, a different thing to cheer for. But again, this year, here we are with the same thing like the Chiefs and the Eagles, which we had 2 years ago. The big game. I'm not held to anything with the Super Bowl. I know they're not coming after me. That's for sure. So my last thing, unless you guys have something you want to ask me, and I'd gladly ask all that, answer all those. I wanted to give a shout out to my guy. easemahcaptures. He is my guy who comes in and shoots video and photography for me at different events that I can't go to. And he did an excellent job at Wadapalooza. So I wanted to give him a shout out by showing some of his stuff off. And what I'm going to do is just share my screen, go through some of his pictures because he did an amazing job this weekend. And here's some. He has a very unique style that's very shadowy, and I love it. It just is different than other stuff you see out there. But here's some of the pictures that he took over the weekend. A lot of big surprises this weekend at Wadapalooza, which we'll talk about tonight on Monday Night CrossFit Talk. So those are some of his pictures. Here's a couple more. He had really good access. Love the partnership that we've developed. over the past year or so. He's helped me out at NorCal Classic, West Coast Classic, Wadapalooza SoCal, now Wadapalooza Miami. But great stuff that he put out there. And again, I love the stuff he does with the lights. So yeah, so that's easemahcaptures. He's my guy. Go check out his IG if you haven't already. Lots of pictures from the weekend. But I wanted to give him his shout out and his due and all the hard work he's done for us. I get him access. He gets to take the pictures. We collaborate and share that, and it's been a great partnership. So make sure you go check him out. Yeah, P. Ryan made the game clinching catch last night. Jay Birch, you guys had to be happy about that. Denise said, "Did you already talk about Waza? It frustrated me that we didn't know the team winners until after the stream ended. Plus, I would love to see the daughters more on camera." We are going to talk about that a ton tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I don't want to steal Carolyn and Jamie's thunder for that, so I'm trying not to talk about it too much till we get till tonight, but we're going to talk about it for a lot of tonight's show. So if you tune in tonight, you'll hear all that stuff, Denise, and those are definitely some things that were on the docket to be talked about for sure. Star-studded lineup at Wadapalooza this year. There sure was. A lot of people there. A lot of surprise finishes. A lot of things. If you've seen the thumbnail for tonight, big thing is I think there were two major storylines from the individual athletes, and that is the Lucy Campbell story, the one that CrossFit needed, and is there a better time for it than now? The other story that I think we'll talk about tonight is James Sprague came off a very controversial title at the CrossFit Games this year, and what he did this weekend, did it prove his doubters wrong, or does he still need more to show more to tamper down some of the comments about him being the fittest on earth? On the team side, I think for the most part, it proved that if you work together as a team I don't even know what it proved. The team stuff, I'm still wrapping my head around, but I think there was a surprise on the ladies' side for sure, especially since the stream ended before we knew who won. And then on the men's side, not really a surprise, just three guys that have worked together for years and are probably just really good as a team. And the fact that Noah and Chandler are team athletes now, that probably helps them that probably helped them tremendously as they prepared for this year. But again, all of this we'll talk about tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Monday Night CrossFit Talk with Carolyn and Jamie. And with that, if you guys don't have anything else in the chat, we'll call it early today, as we have that big show tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow with a Top 5 Tuesday. Still trying to find a guest host, but we'll have somebody for tomorrow, and we'll have a topic for tomorrow. Just look on to YouTube to see what the topic and the person will be, and we'll come in and do Top 5 Tuesday tomorrow. With that, guys, lunch break's over. Get back to work, you hooligans. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.